OffScript fam, it's me, Kat, also known as Kit Kat, also known as Kit2 the Cat, and also known as Cat Action by Brandy Pike.
Oh!
Still haven't figured out that one. Anyway, I am an event planner and project manager professionally, and I use those skills to support the team at the registration area for Frontline. I'm originally from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which is the birthplace of Jesus here in the United States, if you didn't already know. And I am excited to share with you a testimony about a time that God has provided for me. So when I thought about it, I was actually a little overwhelmed because I realized just how many times God has been there for me, just time after time after time throughout my entire life, whether I deserved it or had any idea it was coming or not. He was there. He provided. When I was 3.5 years old, both of my parents were incarcerated due to drug-related crimes, and they were sentenced to many years in federal prison. So that's obviously very traumatizing for a 3.5-year-old, and to deal with that was very overwhelming and very scary. And on top of that, I had to live with various family members that I did not know, I had no relationships with. So it was a form of foster care just within family. So had to move all around Pennsylvania, all around New York, switching many different schools. I think kindergarten alone, I went to 4 different schools. So you can imagine that's a very intense time for someone of that age. And even though I didn't have a personal relationship with God at the time, I still felt a sense of peace throughout all the uneasiness, throughout all of the trauma, throughout all of the uncertainty. There was peace. And so I just delved into my schoolwork. I focused on education, the things that I could control. And a few years later, my parents were finally released, and I was able to, build a relationship back up with them. It wasn't until I was 15, though, that I did have a personal encounter with God and gave my life to Christ. But throughout all of that time, it's kind of amazing that God provided for me, even though I didn't really know His name, I didn't really know who to call on. He was there, and He always showed up and showed out. So for that, I'm very grateful, and He's appeared many times since then, all of the trials and tribulations I've been dealing with. I'm 31 now, so it's a lot that has happened, but I'm very grateful that I found God and that He always kept me throughout it all.
Hi, my name is Elon Martin. I am 16 and I'm a sophomore. I have been going to Zion since I was maybe about 4 years old. My mom is the one of the lead singers in the main sanctuary, so that light-skinned lady you always see in the front, that's my mom. I don't have any favorite foods or TV shows. I like kale. That's one of my favorite foods. I guess then I have favorite foods. So yeah, I know God is real just because He wakes us up every morning and He keeps us safe. He lets us make it throughout the day. He sustains us. He keeps His hand in protection over us. I feel like a lot of people take for granted, and I definitely take for granted, the little thing when He brings us out of this amazing, super hard situation. We're always rejoicing and thanking Him, which is good, and you should definitely be doing that. But simply just thanking Him for waking us up, thanking Him for letting me put my feet on carpeted ground or hardwood. Thank Him for letting us have food in our pantries and things like that. Or just simply, and even if you don't have any of that, just waking up and being able to be alive, that's just something that I feel like we take for granted that we shouldn't. That's how I know, for the most part, how God is real. As far as this whole coronavirus quarantine goes, that's another way I know God is real. He's protecting me from the coronavirus. Not that the people that have the coronavirus are not protected by God. That's not what I'm saying. I don't have the coronavirus, and I thank God for that. Try to keep yourself entertained, and don't mess up your eyes by looking at that blue light all day. But yeah, other than that, that's it. Yeah, okay.